Ciao a tutti, it's Laura in Italiano coming at you on my newly launched YouTube channel, which has the same name as my Instagram, which is Laura in Italiano. I am so excited. It's been years, my friends, that I've been wanting to do some kind of a podcast or a channel devoted to my experiences in Italy and passing on to all you fabulous people my experience in traveling and just things that you don't even think of when you travel to Italy, whether you're traveling in a group setting or not. So for those of you who know me, I've been with a wonderful tour company out of Connecticut called Tauk. This is them. Tauk, and they've been around for going on 100 years. In fact, this next year is going to be our 100th anniversary. So it's very excited to still be working for this company, and I've done my own thing. I've lived in Italy a couple different times. Very small village in Emilia Romagna, about 800 people in the off season in very southern part of Emilia Romagna, almost Tuscany, to the border of Tuscany. That is where I learned Italian back in '92. Now, I have to go all the way back to probably a family trip I took with my parents and my brother when I was maybe 12 or 13, our first trip. And I remember standing on the Ponte Vecchio in Florence, just standing there and looking out and thinking, someday I'm going to live here, someday I'm going to speak the language, and look at me now. But I want to pass on so much of my expertise and just give you kind of the Italian vibe. And this, of course, is coming from someone who is not Italian. Okay, I'm Italian American, my dad's Italian, and we have relatives, distant relatives in Bari and Benevento and Avellino. When I was younger, my grandma used to say that we were from Capri, and all the family members would say, well, why would the family have left Capri? And finally, when we did our 23andMe or our DNA testing and found out that, in fact, our family came from Bari, not Capri, which, again, two wonderful places, but very different in feel. And my grandmother's response at that time was, Capri, Bari, ends in an I, what does it really matter? So, first of all, what I'd like to teach you today, my little lesson, I always like to start our gatherings together here in video land and virtual world with a little Italian lesson. And I think there's no better lesson for today than two words, if you're in Italy, that are going to help you to have a wonderful time when you're in Italy, again, traveling in a group setting or on your own. And those two words that I always tell my tour group at the beginning of the tour, the first is pazienza. And if you're Italian, you're saying this, it's always going to be accompanied, as all things are in Italy, by hand gestures. So pazienza, as in saying, what are you going to do about it? Why stress about it? Why get a heart attack about it? The second word, which is really going to help your time in Italy, is flessibilità. Say it with me, my friends. Flessibilità. Can you hear it? It's flexibility. So if you have pazienza and flessibilità, your time in Italy will go, I don't want to say swimmingly, but it will go smoother than it otherwise might have. Because Italy, although a wonderful, fabulous country, and why would I be talking about it unless I'm completely in love with this country, I do sometimes have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this country, mainly because of the fact it's so provincial, which is ironic, because all the things that make this country so amazing that we want to go and visit year after year, time after time, 10, 15, 20 times, moving to the country, considering moving and buying a villa in Italy, because who of us hasn't been taken in by that social media fad right now of, hey, you could own a whole village in Sicily for $30,000. There's always a bit of give and take. But my point being, the thing that makes me fall in love with Italy, it's so different than home. It's so steeped in culture and tradition, and the people generally are so kind and open. Given all that they've been through over hundreds, thousands of years of being dominated, persecuted, taken over, being an independent republic one day and the next a fiefdom and the next day part of a unified country. It's also things that drive us crazy, right? Where is the convenience, okay? Where is it? Where can you go when you need something and you need your daughter to get some diapers for your daughter, and the only farmacia in town is closed until 2 days from now? So again, we're going to be talking about all kinds of helpful tips, again, whether you're traveling on your own or you're traveling in a group setting, and places that you might not have thought to go, and ways that you might want to be going about your trip, especially in our post-COVID world, because Italy has changed dramatically from what it was, again, when I started going there mid-'80s on family vacations, up to moving there, learning the language in '92, and so early to mid-'90s, coming back every so often when I just couldn't stand it anymore, and then I had to go back because when I'd be home for me being Napa Valley, California, feeling bereft and a loss of my soul and identity, like I'd left it there in Italy. And I think, honestly, That's why a lot of us go back time and time again and have this ongoing, no matter how many times we've been there, this ongoing fascination and desire to return and live that Italian dream, right? We all have this Italian dream. And when I first started coming to Italy, there were three, if you're Italian, channels, networks. And this seems like a silly thing, but it's so telling. There was Rai Uno, Rai Due, Rai Tre. And if you watched a movie, of course, dubbed in Italian, even for an American film, very much dubbed in Italian, always with Italian actors and actresses' voices. If they showed it on TV, there would be no commercials, and then there'd be an intermission that was like 15 or 30 minutes in the middle of the film, which I thought was so cute and provincial. And again, that is the great dichotomy. We want this country to remain cute and provincial, and yet it drives us crazy when it's not convenient the way we are used to. And that, my friends, in my opinion, is one of the reasons why Italy is so fascinating still to us. It's not like home, and I hope to God, to the powers that be, that Italy never becomes like home, because once Italy becomes like what we're used to, we're going to stop. Decades ago, when I first started going there, when I first started running tours in 2000, you would only see pretty much Italian faces, usually white Italian men, and women, but especially men that had been working in the same hotel, the same restaurant their entire career. It is a career for them. Nowadays, I don't know if it's owners or shopkeepers or people that are managing shops and restaurants, and the people that are working and doing the housekeeping and all the hard labor are not usually Italian faces anymore. It's people from Pakistan, it's people from India, it's people from Bangladesh, it's people from different countries in Africa, it's ex-Eastern Bloc. And so that has changed dramatically as well. So anyway, I want to ease you into it. I'm so excited to be on this adventure with you. I hope you can see it in my face and hear it in my voice. It's been pent up. I've been wanting to do this for so long. I so appreciate you following me. Please, if you like what you see, subscribe, like, share. And anyway, I am someone with a lot of different experiences and a lot of different passions. And I'm an INFJ, I'm an empath. Some would say I'm a Heyoka empath. So I've got a little bit different outlook than maybe some other people. And again, I'm not technically Italian. I was not born in Italy. I was born in the United States. I think I'm about third generation Italian-American on my dad's side. Can I speak the language? Oh, heck yeah. And we're going to be doing a lot of Italian lessons. Grazie. Lo apprezzo tantissimo. Andiamo. Grazie. Ciao, ciao.